thanks everybody for watching. Thank you guys for being here. And I bet the people at home watching didn't even notice that we're piping in crowd noise, which you can't even notice. But we're piping in, yeah, from John Jarvis over in the corner. One of the things I love about Callaway Live is that we like to bring people on the show that you maybe not have seen before. You probably heard their name. You probably, turn your phone off if you don't mind. So you probably heard their name before, but you haven't really seen them in this context. And also, we like to bring people that we are really inspired by in the business world. If you remember, we've had David Novak on the show. We've had Alan Mulally. Of course, we've had Vavezov on the show. And tonight is one of those nights that we're going to look back on as well. Because tonight we have one of the savviest tech investors in all of the planet Earth. He's one of the principals, founders of Redpoint Ventures. He's a Titan also. Yes, I said Titan. I said Titan. What are you going to do about it? He's a Titan in the world of golf. Please welcome to Callaway Live at the Forum, our buddy, Geoff Yang. Hey, there he is. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
I went in for the hug. He gave me the...
Yeah, oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go.
Geoff Yang! Geoff, I got to come clean. Total ruse to get you on the show.
Thank you.
We're trying to get you to invest heavily in Callaway Live.
I love this show.
So what are we...
I'm in.
We have no financials to show you. We have no business model other than we like to have fun. But
that sounds about what I'm used to.
Yeah, exactly.
Except it would help if you were still in school.
Oh, that's true. Sometimes I feel like I am with hashtag Chad running around the office. What do you look at when you're trying to place an investment in a company? What are the things you look at?
So, basically the two biggest things you always look at is, size of market and founding team, right? And size of market, you want something big and where you can build a company of real substance. And what you try to do is you try to get in the way of a big trend, right? And so we often talk about, our job is to try to be surfers of very large waves. So try to find the big wave and just get in front of it. The second thing is the management or the founders, and you try to find big, bold, audacious founders that have a vision about how the world is going to change, like you.
Just so you know, that quote may be taken out of context later.
But we try to find founders that have a big, audacious vision about how the world is going to change, and people who feel compelled that it's their destiny to try to change it.
Yeah. So from the moment that you meet someone to when there's a check being written, how long does that process take, or does it vary?
It varies. I mean, in an ideal world, you meet somebody and you get so inspired that by the end of the meeting you want to write a check. It sometimes seems a little bit irresponsible when there are millions of dollars, But typically it probably takes kind of 6 weeks. But there are times when you just fall in love with something, you fall in love with the idea, and you can move it really quickly, something like a week or something like that.
Yeah.
But it could take anywhere from 6 weeks to several years while something is baking and it's not quite there and it's not quite right.
Because you've invested in some real household names now, like MySpace and TiVo, et cetera. From those kinds of the ones that stick out, are there other ones, I'm sure, that never even see the light of day or people never hear of? So
yeah, that's right.
You're like a cornerback. You got to be like a cornerback. You got to put those behind you, I would think, right?
Yeah. Well, but I can't.
Oh.
I mean, my life.
I guess there's money at stake.
Yeah. I live a life of misery, always thinking about the ones I missed. But I mean, sometimes there are things that people come in with ideas that you don't really want to invest in, but the people are so compelling that you say, it's something I got to do.
Yeah.
When Reed Hastings came in with Netflix, he had this idea for DVDs in the mail so that you don't have to go to Blockbuster. And go, well, that doesn't sound that great. And you keep asking and pushing, and it became very clear he had thought through, every piece of it, and he had modeled every piece of it. And he was such a compelling entrepreneur that we ended up doing it, even though...
I was going to say, you should invest in them. They're good. They're good.
What I should have done is kept their stock.
Oh, no. How about like over-the-top golf content? Are you excited about that?
Yes. I'm looking for a live show.
Yes.
That's done by the equipment manufacturer.
Yes. What's your stance on scripting? Are you?
No, I hate scripting.
Yes.
No. It's got to be live.
What kind of trends are you excited about right now that you're looking at? I'm asking really for the audience, but mainly for me because I got $10 that I'm trying to place somewhere smartly. But what are the trends right now that you're really excited about?
So, just by way of context, we've just come through this period where 2007, the iPhone came out, and that was kind of a milestone event for the wave of smartphones. And for the last, between 2007 and say 2014, I mean, we've been riding this whole wave of the reinvention of applications and moving from web to mobile and reinventing offline businesses, like transportation, like Uber or grocery delivery, or all that. And so now that wave is pretty much penetrated, although it's clearly still continuing. Everyone's trying to figure out what's that next platform, And so there are people who think it's going to be autonomous vehicles. The people who think it's going to be augmented reality, virtual reality, digital health. Computational genomics is another space that people talk about. There are a whole range of Internet of Things where everything is Internet enabled, but we're kind of in between waves right now. But it's pretty clear that things are going to continue to advance. I call it kind of the ubiquity of technology.
Yeah.
I mean, technology is no longer. When I first got into the venture capital business, technology was this back room thing that only you'd for payroll processing or something like that. But now it's like part of everyday life. I mean, you can't kind of go anywhere without being smart. I'm sure your golf clubs are smart clubs now, right?
No.
Oh.
No.
Well, almost
they're
everything.
not. And certainly the people that play them in this room are not all that smart. But no, I think that we've had the technology where it really has helped us is in the developing of the clubs.
Sure.
So when we're rapid prototyping and seeing the technology that goes into a club and how that will translate to performance.
Yeah.
And then the next step really I think for us is to get the feedback loop that you're talking about from the end consumer to how they're actually using it.
Right.
And that'll be a trend that'll
So I've had a bunch of companies come in and have sensor technology on the tip of clubs so that what club you're hitting, how far it goes, what your club head speed is, what your angle of attack is, stuff that you would normally do with a TrackMan, and then assembling large amounts of data and then using data analytics or machine learning to kind of generate responses and suggestions to you. It's an interesting use of technology. I don't know that it's going to be that widespread, but I mean that's just examples of how people.
Yeah, the market size you're talking about of looking for these big although, wouldn't that be cool if we bundled with Netflix? So you play golf, you have a great golf. You and I play golf. We play golf. The next day, I get something in the mail on how to cure the yips. Hey, how did it know?
I think
bundling.
that sounds great.
That's called bundling, right, in your world?
That's creative.
But you already said if I delivered it with passion and enthusiasm, you wouldn't throw me out of your office immediately.
Well, I didn't say it was the sole criteria.
All right, well, we're going to find out a little bit more of that. I'm going to regroup as we take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Callaway Live at the Forum with Geoff Day.
Hi, I'm Alex Noren, and it's time for another Odyssey roll call. And I play a lot of pro-ams, and I think what most amateurs struggle with is the speed when you hit putts. It's maybe not the read, it's more the speed, So, and a little speed drill here that I usually do is you take 3 balls from pretty much the same place, and you try to hit one, just roll over the front edge, so very soft putt. The next one, medium putt that just rolls in like you would prefer it to, and then one that you really hit hard in the back of the cup, and so see if I can do that here. So a really soft one. Yeah, and then you try to hit one medium pace. That was good. And then hit one quite firm now in the back of the cup. That was all right. I like that, you know. So you guys try this and see if that helps your score for the next few rounds. So good luck.
Welcome back. Callaway Live at the Forum. Harry Arnett. Geoff Yang. How much do you find yourself, with golf being such a big part of your life, do you find yourself like getting inundated with like golf ideas that come across your desk, or do you try to stay away from those?
Well, somehow, you know, I was involved with the USGA for a little bit, and somehow I think every technology golf-related investment crosses my desk, and I haven't made any investments. I think you got to be really careful about mixing passion with work. Years and years ago, I did something called GolfWeb, which was a content community and commerce site that we ended up merging with Sportsline, but that's the only thing I've ever done.
Yeah, well, and you bought a little bit of the Golden State Warriors. So
yes.
How is that not investing in a passion?
Now, that worked out okay.
You man. You ever like find yourself watching like a basketball game at a airport bar or something, and just turn to the guy and you're like, I own part of that team. See that? I own a little bit of that team. No?
Well, maybe someday.
How much are you getting to play with? I know that you're one of the hardest working guys that I know about. How much are you getting to tee it up?
Not often.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I play probably on average once a week or something like that. Yeah. So I get 50 rounds a year, something like that.
Yeah. And do you like to, when you play on the golf course, do you like to get away from work? Are you talking business do you like to do business on the golf course at all, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I think the golf course is a wonderful place to get to know somebody, and I generally just go with people that I like to spend time with, you know, and if it ends up being something related to work, that's even better. But yeah, I mean, it's generally people I like to be with.
Yeah. Okay, that rules me out.
And people
I was angling for an invite.
Well, and people I can make money from.
Ah, excellent. Or can supply you with free golf balls.
Yes,
that much
definitely. I love playing with people like that.
That much I can handle. How much of the golf media are you consuming? Are you a rabid consumer of stuff that's written about, or Golf Channel, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, I love pretty much. I'm a child of media. So I love kind of all forms of media, particularly TV, and but I read a few blogs, and like I read Jeff Shackelford.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah.
Geoff was right. Geoff said people read it. I didn't know that.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you know, and when I'm working out, Golf Channel's my program of choice.
Really?
Yeah.
It just gets me too frustrated watching the Golf Channel working out. To see like the instruction.
I watch the commercials. I like the equipment company commercials.
Yes, we love those too. We love those too. What are you excited about? What's happening just in the equipment world? Are you a gearhead? Or do you go by kind of technology and TrackMan and numbers? Or are you kind of a feel guy?
I'm kind of, you know, in the technology business, you always think that better technology's got to be better, even if it's just different. So I'm constantly, you know, playing around with something. If someone says limited edition, I go and get it because I think, oh, it's got to be good. And what if they don't have any more? You know, and
I love that the most tech savvy person I know still falls for our marketing BS.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Until midnight tonight. You know, and I have a TrackMan set up at home, and so you know I obsess over numbers like that. And
do you in like your basement? Do you have a simulator and everything? Yeah. How often are you down there? Does your wife know where to find you when she's looking for you?
You know, I try to go there, you know, once or twice a week.
Oh, good. Yeah. Do you love to practice as well?
Yeah, I do. I think it's really therapeutic. You know, you sit there and you zone out and obsess about something other than work.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like actually. do a little talk show every now and then to get away from work, as you can see. So what kind of competitive golf do you get involved in to keep kind of your competitive juices flowing? Do you play in a bunch of events? I know you play in some of you play in the AT&T every year. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. You know, Pretty much any round I play with my friends is a competitive event. But, you know, I get a chance to play in a couple pro-ams every once in a while and some member guests, and that's nice. And then I work on the Masters, so it's fun to see, you know, real guys play golf and grind. So.
That's the one in Augusta, that Masters?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, I know that one. That's a good event. That's a good event. What do you like to do a bunch of travel around the world and play? Do you take your clubs with you when you go places or no?
Not that much, but I go on a few trips with friends, and they started off really as golf trips, and they're evolving to trips with some golf. The older we get,
older,
the older we get, it's trips with some golf.
The 36-hole days are things of the past.
Yeah.
It's like 18 holes and 7 glasses of wine.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love
4 massages.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. We're going to do 18 holes, 7 glasses of wine, and 2 deep tissue massages. That's pretty much it, isn't it?
It sounds good to me. We should go.
I'm ready to go.
And then we can watch Netflix and chill.
Yeah. I love that. I feel like if this show went about 15 more minutes, we'd get him investing in a Callaway Live. Don't you think? We really appreciate you being here. It's been a lot of fun, and come back and see us.
Great. Thanks for having me.
All right, that's Geoff Yang. Callaway Live. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. How was the forum? You got a picture up there. Cool. Penguins, right?
All right, Geoff, we were just talking about we never really know what to expect from Harry.
Yeah.
I know you've seen Callaway Lives before. Were you a little bit nervous heading in there?
No, not really. I mean, he makes it so easy. He's fun. He's jovial. He's lighthearted, and he keeps everything moving. He's great.
All right, now I was sitting next to Irv during your show, and he told me that you were full of, I can't even say the word, it will be probably overheard and bleeped out in regards to how many rounds of golf you play a year. So give me the real number right here. No one's listening.
Okay, no, that is the real number, despite what Irving says. But
he said close to 200 rounds a year.
That would be hard.
I was actually very impressed by that. All right, now if you could purchase one golf course in the whole country, we'll keep it to the country, what golf course would you want to purchase?
Oh, God. It'd have to be what I think is the most beautiful place on the planet, Cypress Point.
Oh, I love that. What do you think you could buy that golf course for?
I don't even want to conjecture. And if I bought it, I'd donate it right back to the club.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh, true lover of golf. I love that. Okay, now, you said that you play a lot of rounds with your buddies. It's always competitive.
Oh, yeah.
So question 1, do you guys play for money?
Yeah, but
Okay.
not a lot.
See, so the pros play for a lot of money, but they'll never on the record admit how much. I was hoping that you would tell us your most expensive game of golf that either you've won or the most amount of money you've had to turn over on an off day.
Well, I mean, usually if I'm giving out $20 or $30, it's a lot. So I mean, it's not a lot of money. It's more. It's all for the pride.
Okay, 20. That's it. $20 or $30.
Yeah, that's about
Well, we should play sometime then.
Absolutely.
That works for me at
that'd be
Cypress.
great. Oh yeah, absolutely. Love to do that.
All right, well,
I own it now.
There we go. Thank you so much for joining us on
Thank you.
Callaway Live, and we'll hopefully see you soon.
Thanks, Amanda.